Hi everyone, it's Wanda with the Armchair Cat Advocate, and I'm in a different space. I'm on the couch because our little friend Maleficent is directly behind me. She's like laying between my lower back and the back of the couch. So I can't really move because she's sleeping, and actually she's nice and warm. It helps she's warm. It feels warm, nice and warm on my lower back, on the muscles back there, because I get a lot of lower back pain with the fibromyalgia. So anyway, she's back there sleeping, and um, I just wanted to touch base with everyone and talk to you a little bit about Jack and what's happening with Jack and the latest that's going on with him. So before I say anything else, let's show some appreciation to everyone that's been trying to help this cat. Um, there's a lot of people that have been donating to uh, the um, the fund, I think, that Kayla put up. I know at least a couple of people have asked about donating, so I know people are donating. I don't know what it's up to or anything. I haven't looked at it, or Kayla hasn't mentioned it because we're too busy with worried about Jack. Um, but at least and I've had people say to me, we're sorry we can't donate more, and it's like, look, I get it. It's whatever you feel you can give or you want to give is fine. Don't feel bad that you can't give hundreds of dollars. It's the fact that you're actually trying to help. And even if you are just helping by giving words of encouragement or words of suggestions of similar situations that you've been through and what worked for you, just things that possibilities to try down the road for him if whatever happens with the vet doesn't turn out well. um, it's something. So I don't want anyone to feel guilty or feel like they feel like they're not doing enough, because quite honestly, um you know I'm gonna try not to rant here, but you all know what I'm thinking. Certain people that came at me about Jack and how I didn't take care of Jack, and she could have done something. Well, she could have done something. Yeah, well, I did do something. What did you do? Nothing, except cause problems. And your little friend who was going to come, I'm still waiting for your little friend to come from Delaware and pick him up. Person that was going to take him and take him. And if I lived closer, I would get him. You know what? Like I said, we'll make sure you get him. You want him? Do you want it? Do you want this? Do you want him? No, you don't. So you should be ashamed of yourself. You should. And I'm sorry, community, that I'm saying this. I'm sorry. But it really pisses me off, Um a lot of people are busting their asses here trying to save this cat, and you have these stupid bitches that can't do anything better with their time than to make disparaging comments on my channel, you know, over something that happened almost a year ago that didn't even happen the way that they said it happened. And the current situation that happened, well, that's another shit show that we're not even going to talk about. But wait, I think let me see if I can show her to you here. Let's see if you can see her. Can you see the little, can you see her? She's do I have her in frame? I think I do. That's the problem with voids. They blend in. Oh, here's an ear. See? There's an ear. Can you put your head up here a minute, baby? You just put your head up to show everybody. There you go. Yeah. So, and yes, I'm in my nightwear, folks. It's been a day. Had like just about 8 o'clock this morning, had maintenance knock on my door. Like, and I'm uh just got up. I'm still kind of out of it. I didn't feed the cats last night because it was raining. So they just had dry food last night. I didn't go down and put out any wet food last night. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that a little later. But let me see if I can push this back a little bit. I feel like I don't like these. Unlike some content creators, I don't like sticking my face right into the camera. I don't like the extreme close-ups. Okay, that's better. A little bit of distance. No, Masu, we're not playing toys right now. He's behind the couch having a fit. He wants to play toys. Excuse me. So, anyway, I actually was able to sleep pretty much through the night last night because I didn't have to go down and feed the cats, and got up this morning. I got up around, I guess it was around 4:30 or so. So I was up. I got up and I fed the cats and cleaned litter boxes, and then I was I had some fresh broccoli that I wanted to cook off before it, because you can't keep that stuff in your refrigerator forever. So I wanted to cook that off for dinner tonight. So I had it so I could just warm it up for dinner tonight. And I don't know, it was like between 7:30 8. My downstairs neighbor is like pounding on the floor of my kitchen. I'm like, what is he? Why is he? He doesn't do that. He's never done anything like that. It's like, what the hell's that about? So then I'm hearing, I hear like voices. I'm like, oh, don't tell me he has maintenance down there again. He always has maintenance down there. It's like maintenance is always down there. I never saw anybody have so many problems with their apartment as he does. So I look out, maintenance is there. Then I see the maintenance guy go out, leave his apartment. He walks out in the courtyard. He goes to the steps and starts coming up the steps, and I'm thinking, oh shit, he's gonna come up here. Something's going on, that they're gonna come up here and ask me if I'm doing something. I'm like, oh, just what I need. So he shows up. He comes the next thing, maintenance guy at the thing. I'm like, holy crap. So I have Maleficent. All the other cats run and hide. Luckily Jack wasn't here. But I have two crates in the kitchen. So I'm like, and I'm in my dirty pajama bottoms and nightgown, and my hair's all greasy because I didn't get a chance to take a shower yet. And I'm like, yeah. And he says, there's a leak downstairs and it's coming from your place. I'm like, oh great. Well, I guess you got to come in. I'm like, nothing's leaking up here. I don't know, because he's always saying that there's a leak in my apartment, and there's not. So maintenance guy comes in. I said, I stuck Maleficent in her big crate, and I said, look, just hide in the corner or something so you're black. You can blend. That sounded really bad, didn't it? I'm talking about cats, okay? I'm talking about cats. Black cats blend into the shadows, okay? So before anybody comes for me, I'm talking about cats. So anyway, put her in a crate. He comes in. He's looking around. He says, there's no leaks. I'm like, yeah, there's no leaks. He's like, well, how about the refrigerator? I said, I think I'd noticed that the refrigerator was leaking. There's leaks. You've noticed any water like over by your water, I don't know, what do they call them? I don't know what you call them. Not the vents. The heating elements. that go along your wall. I don't know what you call them, but he said, see any water? I'm like, no, because the cats go back in there. So yeah, I mean, if there was water, they'd come out, they'd be wet, and I would wonder where it's coming from, and I'd look. So yeah. So he's like, I can't figure. He's looking under my. Then he tells me I have to move everything out from my sink, and I'm like, Jesus. So first of all, I'm cooking. I was cutting my broccoli up, have half of it cut up, half of it not cut up. So I had to move all that, put that away. And now he's telling me I have to move everything out from underneath my sink. Masu, I don't even know where your toy is. Oh, here it is. Ugh. This is what he wants. He wants this toy. I have to do this, otherwise he'll just keep bugging me. Yeah. Ooh. Here's your toy. I don't know if you can, you can't see him. I don't know if you can see him. Can I get him in frame? Let's see. Oh, there he is. See, he's got a... Do you have the toy? Oh, you're not holding the toy? He did. There he is. Your toy? Huh? You want that? I have Zuki down here beside me. She's down here. Abra's over on the Abra's over here. Let me see here if I can flip this around. There's Abby. There's Abby. There's Zuki. Hi, Zuki. She says, I'm gonna kill you in your sleep. You're not allowed to say that, Zuki. You have to say, I'm gonna unalive you in your sleep. Remember, it's YouTube. You have to remember. Use the right verbiage. Okay, so yeah. This is, I don't know what this is. You never know what you're going to get on this channel. Now he's not playing. Masu. Okay, so anyway, maintenance guy came up, couldn't figure out where the leak is, goes back to, so he's yelling down at my neighbor, can you tap on the wall where it's leaking so we can figure out? So he's like, and we don't hear anything. And then it sounds like it's coming from the living room. I'm like, oh my. I just like, it's like, not today. Just not today. I can't deal with this today. Just not today. So, maintenance guy says, and of course, my place is a complete and total, I mean, my place is just a mess. It's just a complete and total mess. I've got piles everywhere. I'm ADHD. I've got, anybody has ADHD, you know what I mean about the piles. I have piles everywhere. Like I've said in other videos, I was planning on moving, that didn't work, and then that was up in the air, and now it's at the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to move anytime soon with everything going on in the world. So I'm just kind of like trying to unpack, reorganize, and so everything's in chaos. And I'm like, and he's coming in, I'm like, oh my God, I hate having me come in here and look at this, and it looks like I'm a hoarder, and I'm not a hoarder, and I don't want to have to explain it to you what happened. And it's so he said, like, I'm going to go down and tap on the ceiling where the leak is. He said, can you like find it? I said, yes, I think I can handle that. It's not rocket science. So he goes downstairs, taps on the ceiling, and I'm like, it's in front of the sink. I don't know where it is. It's in front of the sink. So then he comes back and he comes back up and he says, how do you say it? He's gonna have to move everything. I have to move everything out from underneath the sink because he has to pull something out. I'm like, oh dear God. And now I'm thinking, okay, how long is this going to take? Because I had a Zoom meeting at 11 o'clock for a health equity committee that I'm applying to be on. So, and I had this interview at 11 o'clock to talk to the head of it, to see if, I would be a good match for this committee or not. And I'm thinking, I need a shower. I cannot sit here with my hair all greasy and, you know, and I need to be somewhat presentable when I'm on the, I don't have to wear a suit or anything, obviously, but I at least want to be clean. I don't want to have oily, stringy hair and, you know, dirty face and clothes. I want to change and put something decent on. So he comes back up. Then he says, "Where is it?" I said, "It's right here in front." He said, "Okay." He said, "Okay." So let me. So he goes back down again, and then he comes back up, and he says, "You can put everything back underneath the sink." You got to be kidding me, right? I just moved everything out from underneath the sink. because he can fix it from. He said, "I don't have to fix it from your end." I said, "Well, I guess not, because if you would fix it from, it would make more sense to fix it from his apartment than my apartment, because if you fix it in my apartment, you're going to have to literally saw out a chunk of my kitchen floor, and I'm going to be looking down into my neighbor's apartment. It's going to be like one of those glass bottom boats. But instead of looking down and seeing fish, I'll be looking down and seeing my neighbor in his natural habitat." Oh my God. So he's like, I said, "I'm sorry. I'm really sorry I had to bother you, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Okay, cool, fine, thank you. Just go now. Can you just go now? Can you just go?" And the whole time Maleficent's in her hammock like, "Man, humans are weird." I'm glad I'm a cat. So, yeah. So that was my morning. And then they had to turn the water off for like an hour. So it's like, 10:30 or so. My appointment's at 11, mind you. And can I hurry up and get a shower? So, then trying to get a shower with this little beastie who is in the bathtub. She gets into the bathtub, running around in the bathtub, and I'm trying to grab her, and she's like, "Oh boy, game." So I'm trying to grab her and get her out of the bathtub, and she's running around the bathtub. But, got it all done. It all worked out. It's almost, the day's almost over. So let's talk about Jack. Now that I've spent 18 minutes just rambling about nothing, let's talk about Jack. So here's what's happening with Jack. Jack is going to go to the vet on Wednesday. So Kayla texted me a couple of times yesterday, and she's getting a little bit of food in him, but he's pretty much lost his appetite. He's not eating. She's giving him fluids and in nutrients. He's like giving him food. I guess, I don't know what if she's giving him food like in a syringe. I don't know what she's doing, but she's giving him like nutrients. So she has him stable, is the gist of all this, is that she has him stabilized for the time being. He goes to the vet on Wednesday. He doesn't seem to have a blockage. She texted me at 3:00 in the morning and sent a picture of his litter box. She said she had the non-absorbent litter that they use to collect samples, and he apparently didn't like it, so he wasn't using it. So she tried to express his bladder, and that didn't work. So she switched him over to some clay litter, and he went right away. And he put out a normal amount. So he doesn't have a blockage, which I told her I didn't think he had a blockage. That wasn't my first thought. And that's because that's what stumped me when I first saw him behave like that. Because what he was doing was he peed, and it was a large amount, like larger than normal amount of pee. But then after he did that, it was like he didn't. It was like he felt his bladder, he hadn't completely voided his bladder, so he had to keep going back in and just squirting out a little bit, which is kind of indicative of a bladder infection or urinary tract infection. That feeling of urgency, and then that the bladder hasn't been completely voided. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's like I told Kayla, I said that's kind of what I was thinking. But again, I don't know. I'm not a vet, not a vet tech. I don't have those credentials, so that's just my semi-educated guess. He wants affection. He's looking for affection and cuddles, which when he was here on Friday night, he actually pinned his ears back and hissed at me when I tried to touch him. So that at least is a little bit of an improvement, that he's comfortable enough to be petted. And she did send a little video of him getting loved. So maybe I'll just tack that on the end of this video if I have enough. I should have enough space. Let's see if I can do that. And other than that, I think that's pretty much it. That's all the updates that I have right now, is that he's stable. He's going to the vets Wednesday, and we'll just see what happens. The other thing is, I know Chris Wiley had a comment about using Clavamox and Convenia, the Convenia shot. Kayla said she has had success with that as well, but the problem is that she can't get hold of Convenia. With a rescue, you have to have a vet has to approve everything, and that gets really expensive, to be very frank and brutally honest. A lot of rescues don't use, they just don't have the money to do that. So, they can get like vaccinations, distemper vaccinations, stuff like that they can give themselves, and they can get some medications, but a lot of stuff requires prescriptions, which would require a vet visit. And when you have like a rescue with 100 cats, that gets expensive really fast. So what a lot of rescues are doing is they're getting what they call vet on record. And the vet on record basically allows the rescue to use their name and their license to get medical supplies that require a prescription. So I know they were looking for someone that would do that for them, but so far they can't find a vet that feels comfortable doing that. And I can understand why a vet wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. So I'm going to try. There was Dr. Julie Levy, who talked about the bird flu and has done all the research with the colony cats. She is part of, what is it called? Shelters Unite, I think it's called. Anyway, it's like crowdfunding for shelters. So all the shelters get together, and that keeps costs down because they are ordering in bulk for shelters all across the country. And then, but each shelter has to have a vet of record, or vet of record, I guess. They call them VORs. And that enables them to purchase things that are prescription only. So I'm going to see, I know there's a list somewhere of vets that are willing to do that for rescues. I don't know if there's any that are in Pennsylvania, but we can try. So I need to email Dr. Levy today and see if I can get a response from her. I have her email address for the office, or for her office at University of Florida. So I'm going to try that and see if she seemed very accessible. She didn't seem like she seemed like she was someone that was very approachable and accessible. So let's hope that that's the case. So I guess really that's all that I have. Um, there's really nothing else going on with Jack right now other than just a waiting game, just keeping him stable and waiting until Wednesday to get him to the vet and see what happens there. And the vet will put together a treatment plan for him, and then hopefully he'll get improve enough that he can be adopted. That's the hope. But barring that, he'll just stay with Kayla. So, I mean, as far as Jack's concerned, I think either one is a win for Jack, really, because Kayla just loves him. So she just thinks he's the coolest cat ever. She said he was so good when she gave him fluids that he's going to get another star. So he probably is going to come back with the stars. All if he does come back here, I mean, he may not. He may just stay with Kayla's. She just may decide to keep him. I'm not sure. So it depends. I mean, it depends too what has to be done with him, because I may not be able to do it. If there's things that I'm not trained to do and I don't have the equipment to do, so I may not be able to do everything that's required to get him back up and healthy and ready for either adoption or at least back to some semblance of health so that he can stay with Kayla. So that's basically all that I have for everyone. I know this was just this video was all over the place. I apologize. I'm tired. I really think I'm going to just take a nap. I really do. I'm just so really tired right now. I was just kind of, when the kittens left, I was starting to get back into a regular schedule, and then this happened. So, because it was going to take a couple of days to get back into a regular schedule, because my schedule was so broken up, like just getting sleep when I could with the kittens. And also we've had really lousy weather again. The last couple of days have been terrible. We had, it just kind of, it's like a monsoon. It's clear, and then the next minute it's just pouring down rain. So it makes it really hard to know when to feed them, or even if I should give them wet food, because like I've said before, if I put it under the car, I have to shove it way, way under the car so it doesn't get wet, because the water follows the contours of the car and will go underneath and get the food wet. If I don't put it back far enough, it's just a hassle. It's just a real hassle. It would be great. I mean, it'd be great to have a little sheltered, like a enclosed porch or something that they can just go in and out and eat. That would be ideal. Or even like if you could have like little covered areas on your yard for them to eat, where stuff wouldn't get wet. But I don't have that luxury, so. And the landlord ain't going to go for that. I mean, the landlord lets me have the cats, and so far everything's been okay there. So I'm just really, I'm not going to push it. It's just be grateful for the small for the small the small accomplishments that I've gotten from her. So anyway, I think that's all that I have for everyone. I will update everyone as I get more information from Kayla. And other than that, Jack's there. He's stable. we'll know more after his vet appointment on Wednesday. So I will let you know if anything happens between now and then. And I will see you in the next one. So goodbye for meow. Hey everyone. So of course, after I finished that video, Kayla texted me and gave another update, which is actually good news. So Jack now ate 2 cans of wet food and he peed. So he's peed twice today. And, well, that I know of, that she told me. Because she's keeping an eye on him because she does need a sample. So she's kind of keeping an eye on him to try to catch him when he goes so that she can get a sample for the vet. But he's eating now. She said he seems a little less stuffy too in the nose. So I don't know. You know, at least he's stable. At least it's not a blockage, which again, I really didn't think it was a blockage because it just didn't, because I'm not a vet and I'm not educated in veterinary science, but I would think that if the cat had a blockage, that from people that I've talked to and from what I've read, when a cat has a blockage, they are in a lot of pain. They're straining, they're crying in the box, they're putting out very small amounts of urine, if anything at all. But I mean, Jack had a pretty good amount of pee come out, and then it started. So I don't know. But Kayla said he peed in it and then he laid in his litter box. So she didn't get her sample anyway. So Jack's not being very cooperative. So that's all I have, and I'll just tack this onto the bigger video, and I'll see if I can tack on that little that was like 26 seconds. So that will be coming after this. Yeah, this video is a crap show. Oh my god. I don't have the energy to try to figure out how to edit it or make it nice. It's just like, this is real life. This is, if you're on this channel, you're on this channel because you're okay with reality. And this is reality. And, there's not going to be cute little cartoon cats jumping around. There's not going to be like little do music. There's not going to be that. There might be music here and there. If I want to make a video a little bit fancy, I'll put some background music, but there's no intro, there's no outro. It's just, hey, this is what's happening. This is the reality. This is the frustration. This is the upset. This is the happiness because there's good news. That's what you're going to get. So, all right, I will give you an update when I hear anything more from Kayla. I'll update you guys. Goodbye from Meow a second time.